Hello my friends, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in today's video I wanted to share with you an article that a friend of mine sent me a few days ago, which is called Effective Self-Management for Early Career Researchers in the Nature and Life Science. So I don't need to explain, I guess you get from the title what it means, and I thought it could be interesting and nice if I could share with you the main tips from this paper. So the first tip is to take care of your own career development, and they share a few things on how to do that. So first, you should follow your curiosity and expertise and build your expertise. So first go for something you are passionate about, first follow your curiosity, then build expertise, and your love and enjoyment in the field will keep growing. Second, you should develop clear long-term goals. So, and here we quote the cite Jim Rohn, who said, "If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you will fall into someone else's plan." So develop a vision of what you want to do and plan it. Develop your long-term goals and also your short-term goals regarding your long-term ones. And here they share with us a figure that I will put over there, which basically says that you should, it's the SMART method, and basically you should define specific goals. So goals in which you know exactly what you want to accomplish. M is for measurable, a goal that you can measure whether or not you accomplished it and to which extent. A is for achievable, is it actually achievable? R is for relevant, does it make sense for the person you want to become? And last one is time bound, so you should have clear time points, checkpoints in which you know whether or not you accomplished the objective. So have clear deadlines, basically. And they also put another figure, which is that says basically you have a curve of being able to correctly manage a task, and if you don't put enough pressure, you won't be really enthusiastic about the task and you won't care. But if you put too much pressure, you would actually be stressed about it and you will end up procrastinating and not working on it. So you should find the correct balance for you. Not too much pressure, but not enough, basically. The third tip regarding this part is to learn how to manage your time. So you should learn to say no. What you could do when you plan your task is to use the Eisenhower frame, basically, in which you define whether a task is important or not important and urgent or not urgent. So the task urgent and important are the tasks, for example, which are like tomorrow you have a presentation, so you have to make it. But in the most important quadrant is the important but not urgent. These tasks are your long-term goals. These tasks are the things that will make you a better person and a healthier person, such as, for example, exercising and all these things. So you should definitely manage to have free time and a lot of time during the week for these tasks. These are the most important ones. And then the two other ones, which are not important but urgent, and not important and not urgent, you should manage to either delegate them or eliminate them, because they don't matter and they just are time wasting for you. Moreover, Parkinson's law says that the longer you have to accomplish a task, the longer you will take to accomplish it. So give yourself short deadlines and accomplish them quickly. So tell yourself, I will do this in 2 hours. You will end up having the same quality work as if you would have told yourself, I will spend the day on it. I have so many examples of friends that just worked for two months on a project when they got the same grade as someone that just did it the same evening, in one evening. So don't spend too much time. It's not about the time you spend doing the task, it's about the quality and intensity of the work. Then we recommend to practice delegating tasks and to use some methods such as the Pomodoro. So here I don't really get the Pomodoro because I think it's a bit difficult, because in the image they put sessions of Pomodoro of 2 hours. So 2 hours of Pomodoro doing 2 different tasks, and then 30 minutes break, and then again Pomodoro for again a long time. So maybe I didn't get this thing correctly, I don't know, but it seemed to me it's too much. Pomodoro, you should just do 25 minutes of hard work, then 5 minutes of full break. And you can repeat this many times, and in between you add big breaks, but they don't mention doing breaks in between the task, so I'm not sure. The third thing is to actually take care of yourself, so you should exercise. That makes sense. Everyone knows that exercise is good for health. They say 2 to 3 times a week, at least. Second thing is to discover your optimal time of work, so when you work the most efficiently possible. So when you work the most efficiently possible, so it can be for some people in the morning, for some other people in the evening. It's really up to you, up to what really, in which moment you are the most efficient. For me, I work good in the morning. After lunch, I don't know if it's because I eat too much or if it's my body which is made like that, but I just cannot work, I cannot focus. I always, when I try, waste time. So now I don't do it much anymore. I prefer to end more maybe at the end of the day or early morning. And yeah, if you feel down for a long time, if you feel you have a low mood, don't feel happy anymore, go and seek for help. Ask people to help you. The most common problem in PhDs is isolation. So they recommend you to join communities to help you, not to be alone and not to feel alone. And something you should also do is to discern criticism. When you get feedback from your supervisor, for example, it's not criticism, most of the time, of course, it depends on how it's given and what's the point of it, but you should try to, when someone is criticizing your work, it's your work which is being criticized and not the person you are. So make a distinction between both and accept that your thing is not perfect, and that's the point of it. It's not to be perfect, so it can be improved. And it will never be perfect anyway. Then you should clarify your rights on work-family balance with your supervisor. So you should tell him, and you should both be sure about what you want. Do you want a family doing your PhD? Do you want to have kids? Do you want to do part-time? All these things you should speak about them with a mentor and with your supervisor to be sure you are on the same page. Fourth thing you could do is to write a CV of failure. Like a lot of really successful and renowned researchers do it now, and it's really nice to see that even these people sometimes got rejected from good universities and had grants rejected and other things like that. So you could start to make your own. And yeah, I did. This is like one of the only tips I hadn't heard about in this thing. So I started to do it, and I don't think it adds anything to my life, but I think it's nice. Maybe in the future I will be happy to have it. I don't know. It's always nice to speak about things that you failed, because these are the things that made you grow the most. Fifth tip is that you should plan out carefully your project. So you should have clear idea of what you want to do and clearly define it. There are some apps you can use, such as Trello and Slack, to work in team. When you have a big problem, try to decompose it in smaller problems and think about who could help you in each of these problems. Yeah, at the same time, don't have only one project in your PhD, because if it goes down and doesn't work, you will be screwed basically. So try to have also other side projects at the same time that you do. So you are not only depending on one. So you are less. You can help to to decrease stress. And the sixth tip is to grow your network. So develop a skill, be the to-go person. Develop a skill that you will be the only one in the lab, or like the one mastering it the most in the lab. It can be a skill, experimental skill, it can be communication skill, it can be really whatever. But develop it, because then people will be happy first, because they know they can count on you, and so you can go to speak to them. It will be also really helpful, because if you want to go somewhere, you can always say, I have this skill, and it will help you grow your network. They recommend to join Twitter, because in Twitter you can find collaborative projects, and also grants, and develop community in Twitter. I'm not in Twitter, but maybe I should, I don't know. They also recommend to build an online visibility, thanks to LinkedIn and Google Scholar. And also that you can set up your own personal website in which you share publications and everything you do, and you can also in this website share your failure CV and your current CV. Maybe people can end up seeing it. You can also post preprints, so it's like you preprint your article, you post it online, and you ask for feedback on it. There are a few studies that said that when you do preprints, then the papers are more cited afterward. So maybe I guess it's worth it. Maybe not all the field can do that, because, for example, people that work with some work which is quite easily redoable, like in Drosophila, you don't want to share your data, but maybe for other things it's possible. Also try to give more presentations. Try to ask your department if you can present to your lab, if you can present to the department, if you can try to go to conferences, present posters, make talks. Ask if you can be invited talker in other labs, or if it's in other countries, if you can do it via Skype, for example, or if you can be invited. Try it. It's worth it. It will help grow your network. And join hackathons. So these are filmed sprint-like events. So it's like you develop a research project in a really small period of time, and it helps you to develop 3 skills: leadership, research and networking skills, and writing skills. The 7th tip is to mentor. It's important to have a lot of mentor. Here we'll put the image they show. So usually you have a scheme like one mentor and helping you. But what you should do is to have a lot of mentors, figure out all your career. And at the end is to be able to, every time you have a problem, to know who you should contact. And this will really help you to grow to grow as a scientist. The last tip would be to join or create a peer coaching program, which is, in short, is like you can be like in the lab I know a lab in Melbourne where what they do is like every week they meet and they give feedback to the writing of someone. So they had to read it beforehand, and then they give feedback. All the group of 10 PhDs with professors and so on, they say, oh, you should write this way, this way, this way. It's really hard for the student because sometimes they take it personally, but if they don't take it personally, it really helps improving your writing and your skills. For example, when you present, there is always someone giving feedback in what you do, so you know how to present better next time. I think that's kind of all for this article. So if you think it can be useful for you, I put the link down below in the description. And thank you for watching. Just comment below your opinion. And if you want to go more in depth in productivity and self-management, I recommend you to click on this video.